You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast, and this is show number 274 for Sunday the 18th of August 2019.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Dream Girls. Michelle here, and I have got a cracking show coming up for you. As usual, if you want to catch up with us what's happening on our social media feeds, at DisDreamGirls will sort you out over on Twitter and Instagram. You can email us info@disneydreamgirls.com, and you can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Disney Dream Girls, and we also have the Disney Dream Girls podcast family, which we have a set of rules, of course, we've got to, and a few questions for you to answer, and then Bob's your uncle, you can join the family and talk and share about your love of Disney. But anyway, let's get on with the show, because I have with me my husband. Hello there, husband.
Hello there, wife.
How are we?
Fine.
How's the jet lag doing?
Okay.
You're not as bad as me, are you?
No, I'm not as bad as you.
No, I really do suffer with the old jet lag-a-rooney, but hey-ho, it's a small price to pay, isn't it, my lovely?
Yeah.
We thought we'd come on the airwaves this week to talk a little bit about the trip we've just had to Walt Disney World. There's going to be a whole series of different sort of trip reports and things like that, but I thought, well, seems it was Tom and I who went, it kind of makes sense that we do one together about the things that we enjoyed. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah? So I think the first thing we're going to talk about, very, very briefly, is the flight with Virgin Atlantic. It's a couple of years since we've travelled with Virgin. Normally we've always gone and paid a little bit extra for the premium economy route, where you get double the suitcase allowance, generous seat, better food, little things like that. Did you miss it?
No.
You didn't? So in future I don't have to spend the extra money on that kind of accommodation then?
Sorry, I was talking about the plane.
Yes, so am I. But the accommodation of having extra leg room and proper cutlery over the plastic knife and fork.
I think we're talking across terms here.
Are we?
Yeah, we didn't get any of that on Virgin.
I know, that's why I'm... Sweetie pie, this is going to be our first argument. Right, the question I was saying is, we normally go with premium economy, where you get all this plushness, but we didn't on this flight. So did you miss premium economy?
No.
Good. You won't be going on it again then?
No.
But we will be taking our own food in future, won't we?
I'm just trying to figure out when we actually got metal cutlery in premium.
Oh, was I mixing that? Yeah, I have.
When?
When I flew with British Airways.
Oh, that's British Airways, not Virgin.
But you do get the little cute aeroplane salt and pepper shakers.
Yeah, and sometimes a glass.
A glass for your
juice.
for your Bucks Fizz instead of the
Yeah.
plastic things.
And that's it.
We were a little bit upset about the outward journey, where we were delayed for 2 hours and 54 minutes, sat on the plane.
We didn't even get a welcome pack.
No,
No toothbrush.
they've stopped that.
No flight socks.
They've stopped that. They've stopped it. Sweetheart, we need to fly more often. So we got delayed, and we're a bit upset because we're stuck on the plane for nearly 3 hours, and there's EU legislation saying if you're delayed for over 3 hours, you get compensation, but we were 6 minutes away from that, weren't we? It delayed us, and it basically meant when we landed in Orlando and cleared the TSA, we had a 3-hour backlog of what we were supposed to be doing, because we were supposed to be going to Animal Kingdom that night.
Were we? Oh, yes, we were, weren't we? I remember now, yes.
Times I have to poke him with a stick.
Yeah.
So we ended up spending the evening in our accommodation, and I thought, well, that's a nice link to talk about what we thought about Pop Century.
Somehow I don't think we'd have even got it fitted in anyway.
We would.
With the shopping and stuff.
We would. We weren't
I think
long
we'd have
in,
been a bit of a rush.
we weren't long in Walmart. Seriously, we weren't.
Okay.
I didn't buy as much as I normally do from Walmart, let's be honest.
We didn't do a big shop. No.
We didn't do a big shop. We just got some water, the essentials, M&Ms and mascara.
Yeah.
Oh, and my Jergens body lotion that smells of cherries.
I didn't even buy anything.
Oh, but I bought things for you. I bought you
box of
water.
cookies.
And I bought you a box
No,
of
you
cookies.
didn't buy me water because I remember us arguing about it. And you said I have to buy my own water.
But I shared it in the
I
end.
don't think you had a choice.
Well, yeah, you'd have just died, wouldn't you? And that'd
No.
be bad, seemingly, as we weren't married at that point.
Bad for you.
Yeah, probably would have been. He would have done sulky. So we did our Walmart and we went over to Pop Century, went to the front desk to check in because it's pretty pointless for us coming from the UK checking in online because we need to go pick our magic bands up because they don't ship them out to us in the UK.
No.
It's too expensive for them.
Yeah, true.
So we got our room. We found out we were in building number 2. Floor 4. Building 2.
Okay.
Because our room number was 2459.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in building 2, floor 4 and room 59.
Okay.
I eventually learnt it by like virtually the last night. So we're on a high up room and we walked into the room, and those of you who are familiar with the pop room, they have one big bed and a table that converts into another bed, but that table was in the table position the whole time of our trip, so I didn't get one single bruise on my leg.
I did.
Did you? Oh. But we had some really good amenities in the room. Let's just talk about storage. There was loads of storage for all our stuff.
There's only 2 good things about that room.
Oh,
well, 3 if you include the fridge.
Yeah.
Storage.
There was loads. We even found space under the bed to put our suitcases. There were loads of storage.
Shower.
The shower was amazing.
And the fridge.
And the fridge. What about the coffee machine?
Useless.
What was up with it? Was it just because it wasn't a Keurig machine or an espresso?
Well, the fact is it wasn't big enough.
It wasn't big enough.
To hold 2 full cups of coffee.
Oh, we got 3/4 cups, didn't we?
Yeah. And even when it was filling them up, it wouldn't fill them up.
Yeah,
equally.
but we could have then done another cup of coffee, but we'll get on to the reason why we weren't able to do that.
And it was a good home for little critters.
We'll get on to that as well.
So...
But on the whole, the room was clean, wasn't it?
It was clean.
It was clean.
Compared
it was
to how they used to be with the carpets, it was clean.
Yeah.
I can't say that it was a type of room that would be, how could I say, would withstand the test of time.
Yeah, I would agree on that point. If we stood outside the room, we could see the skyliners and the lake. That was pretty, wasn't it?
Once you look through the trees, yeah.
Yeah. But can we just say a top tip, if you are staying at Pop Century and you go back on an evening and you're planning on getting changed, or as some couples do have adult cuddles on a night, can you please ensure that you close your curtains, because the minute you turn your light on, those lovely nets that are on the window become transparent and you can see straight through. And as we were walking to our room on an evening, the sights and sounds we saw from some rooms was unreal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like security glass in reverse. You can't see out, but you can see everything from the other side.
It was so funny. It was like we walking back to the room. It was like a count of who could see the most funniest things, because you can't but not look, because it's the light and it's like, oh, okay, I'll have a look in there. So yeah, just a little bit of information. We always keep our curtains shut because we're private like that. But anyway, I liked the room at Pop, but as Tom hinted, we did have a little problem with some unwanted guests, didn't we?
Yes.
So I think it was about 2-3 nights into the stay, and just literally around the coffee machine, because it was like this one big tall unit with a countertop. There was the coffee machine, and whenever we went to the coffee machine, we'd always find 15 ants, and they were really tiny brown ants.
Sugar ants, they were called.
We're called sugar ants. Oh, I see. They were probably after the sugar. They weren't anywhere else in the room. They weren't anywhere apart from this coffee machine. So we went down to the front desk and told them, and they said, look, we'll send somebody first thing in the morning. So we said, that's great, that's fine. So we went and zapped off all the ones we could, went to bed, went out, got back that evening, and there were still ants. And literally as we went into the room, the phone rang, and it was housekeeping, and they just wanted to check that everything was okay because someone had been and to deal with the ant issue. And I explained to the lady on the phone that we were still getting the ants, and she said, look, I'll send somebody in again tomorrow. I said, fine, not a problem. She gave us her name, a lady called Jackie, lovely Jackie, and we went out, got back the next night, and we still had ants. We weren't happy, were we?
No.
So you wanted to go and get a beverage from the food court. So you got your little resort mug, and I said, well, I'll go to the front desk and see if we can catch up with Jackie. So front desk said, oh, Jackie doesn't work in this building. She's about 10 minutes away. I said, well, it's fine. Can you just get her on the phone? So cast member disappeared, came back a few minutes later and said, can you hang around for 10 minutes? Jackie's going to come over and have a chat with you. And I said, oh, she don't have to come over here. And she said, no, she wanted to. So we sort of hung around and got a drink and whatever. And Jackie came over, and I was at the stage that I had virtually no voice as well. I just had that bit in. I really suffered with a head cold on this holiday at the beginning. Probably picked up lurgy on the plane.
Well, I had it going, so you probably got it from me.
That's you, blaming you then. And we were chatting with Jackie, and she said, oh, you'll have to get yourself a nice cooling ice lolly to help the throat, or a honeyed beverage. And I said, oh, we'll sort it out later on. She said, oh, okay. Anyway, she said, look, what we'll do is we'll send a new coffee machine over to the room in case they're hiding out in the coffee machine. And she said, I'll make sure that somebody goes in again in the morrow, puts down some more of the poison, thoroughly cleans the room, and if there's any more incidents, get back to us. And she was lovely, and we weren't angry or cross with her. We were just joking and laughing and talking about our honeymoon. And she was saying, oh, have you been in the food court? And I said, yeah, I have done. And she said, and I said to her, oh, there's all sorts of cupcakes over there at the moment, and we'll get round to tasting them. And we were talking about the Lion King ones and whatever. Didn't think anything of it. Anyway, we went straight back to the room, and there was a cast member at the door. And we were like looking at each other, why is there somebody at the door? Mm-hmm. But she had a surprise for us. In her hand, she had 2 strawberry icicles for us and a bag of honey sent from Jackie.
Yeah.
So that was really sweet, wasn't it?
And the maintenance turned up with a coffee machine.
A brand new coffee machine in a box. He took the old one away. And literally from that point on, we have no problem with ants at all, did we?
No.
So the following morning, I went on Twitter and did a cast compliment tweet, didn't I?
Yeah.
And we got back to the room, and I was joking to Tom as we were walking up. I said, oh, there'll be no one there today to greet us with an icicle. There'll be no one there with a little gift for us like last night. We opens the room, and on the countertop were 2 of the peanut butter Lion King themed cupcakes, which was really sweet.
Yeah.
They were huge.
They were big.
The cupcakes have gone up in price, incidentally, to $6, and I think they are quite getting to the point of being expensive.
Yeah.
So Jackie was amazing, got a massive cast compliment for her, and that was a really nice surprise. And the ants weren't that much of a nuisance, because you can't go somewhere like America and not expect to have some bugs.
Disagree somewhat.
Do you?
Because every time I've gone to Florida and stayed in that type of hotel where you've got outside walkways, I've always had an issue with little creatures.
Yeah, but you pay your price and you get your
well,
you
this
run
is
the
it,
risk.
you see. And on the indoor ones, apart from once getting a frog stuck to a window, I've never had issues with cockroaches or any other kind of expectant type of insect for that area. It's just never happened. So, what about comfort of the bed? Was it nice and comfortable? Yeah, it wasn't uncomfortable, just a million pillows.
Oh God, yeah, don't get started on the pillows.
Pillowgate.
We had 8 pillows on the bed. It was like, who seriously has 4 pillows each?
Well, actually, no, it was more, because there was 2 pillows in the cupboard.
Well, yeah, true. And then there was one under the safe.
Yeah, so you could have a pillow fight.
We didn't, though. Yeah. No, because we were being nice to each other. So we also had a decision to make when we checked in, whether to forgo mousekeeping. Being there for 16 nights, it would have meant we would have got a gift voucher for $150, which is a considerable amount of ka-ching, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah.
But we decided, we thought, well, look, 16 nights not to have the floor swept, 16 nights not to have the shower cleaned, 16 nights not having the counters cleaned. Yes, you can ring up and get coffee when you need it and towels and whatever, but we just felt it wasn't worth the money. I wanted to go back and have my bed made for me every night. I wanted the room to be clean. And I think we were both in agreement on that, weren't we?
Yeah, the idea of that works if you're only there for 2 nights, say, for instance, where you can put up with that kind of thing.
I don't
16
know.
nights, it'll be inconvenient ringing up every day for coffee, every day to have your bins emptied.
I must admit, I'd probably do it up to 4 or 5 nights and get the $50.
It's not worth it.
But over 5 nights, I would. I have done it as well.
The whole point of being on holiday is so somebody runs around after you.
Well, true.
And you can't put a figure on that convenience.
True.
You can actually, because you can put a price on staying in a budget hotel.
Wasn't a budget. It was comfortable. It was a value, not a budget. A budget.
Yeah, value is actually less than budget, isn't it? Yeah.
It was. If we were doing budget, it'd be non-Disney on iDrive and.
At least the hotel would be nicer.
Oh, shut up.
Bigger coffee machine.
Shut up about the coffee machine. Oh my Lord. We did ring up a couple of times to ask for more coffee because our mousekeeping lady only tended to leave 2 sachets of caffeinated and 2 sachets of decaffeinated. We didn't have any proper crockery in the room. It was always disposable cups, and she only left us 2. Well, if you have a coffee with you in the morning and take it out, say, in the car on the way to the parks, you get home on an evening, there was no more cups. So we had to sort of ring through a few times for that. And she was very stingy with the boxes of soap. Because we had a bar of soap out
She
on
probably found your stash.
Shh, don't mention the stash. And whilst we left that soap out, she didn't put any new soap out. So I got to the point where I was hiding the soap in the flannel and putting it in the drawer so we'd get a new box for the next day.
I think they're wise to it, to be honest, because a bar of soap should last you longer than a day.
Well, it did. It lasted us 16 nights.
Yeah, and that's probably what they're expecting. That's why you didn't get it every day.
Probably so.
Because they knew what you were doing.
The multi-use squirtable toiletries in the shower.
Didn't use them.
You didn't use them, did you?
Brought me on.
You brought your own. I used them, and I did a video. I've not shared it because I don't think it's appropriate, but one night I was in the shower and I took a shot of how many squirts on the shampoo dispenser it took to get sufficient product to shampoo my hair. And my hair is below shoulder length, isn't it? I've got quite a bit of hair to shampoo, and I needed to do 25, and I'm not joking, I have actually got the video, 25 squirts on it to get enough product to shampoo my hair.
And you know why, don't you?
Why?
Because it was concocted and bottled in Indonesia.
Can we stop that? It is nice smelling stuff, though.
Yeah, none of it's
original. That's what I'm just mentioning about that. So we decided to do housekeeping, and I was stunned that I was not prepared. I didn't do my housekeeping envelopes at all, did I?
Oh, you missed a few days.
I missed a few days, and that was mainly because of Roomgate. And this basically was one day we'd been out at the parks and we got back, and I find the rooms quite cold with air conditioning on, so I need a blanket. So I asked for a blanket to be brought, and this particular one day we got back, the bed was kind of made, but the pillows were just thrown everywhere. The blanket was thrown all over the place. They'd emptied the bins, but they'd not left new coffee. They'd not cleaned the countertop. They'd not cleaned the sink area. They'd not cleaned the shower area. They'd not left any new towels whatsoever. So we had no towels. We had no soap. The room was dirty. It looked like you'd suggested that the maid was probably doing this last stretch of the corridor where there was us, room 60 next to us, and then she had to clock off. And we worked it out that she probably was at our room and just thought she's going to have to do the basics because it's nearly clocking off time. Yeah. And she'd probably been in the room maybe 20 seconds. But she had enough time to take the tip that I'd left on the counter for her.
Yeah.
And that kind of annoyed me, because if you've enough time to pick up the dollars I've left, you've enough time to leave coffee, you've enough time to clean the counters, you've enough time to make the bed.
They do everything. They have a checklist, don't they, almost? So they do things in stages. And if you're in a rush, you're going to skip stages.
Well, true. Anyway, so
money always comes first, though.
We did ring up and request and sort of say, look, can we have some more towels and things? We got them all. We didn't want the room re-cleaning, but they actually did send somebody out to re-clean it for us. They did,
without us really insisting on it.
Yeah, which I thought was nice. What about the use of buses over at Pop? Because we did use them a couple of times. I do like the feature on the app where you can click on and it'll tell you the time of the next resort bus, because for Magic Kingdom I insisted we used the buses because I hate doing the TTC thing, and I said to you, oh, we've got 8 minutes to walk to the bus stop.
Well, we're literally running in.
Well, yeah, true, but it was handy having that. Would you agree?
I'd never use the buses.
You hate the buses.
I hate them for a few reasons, and the main issue is always when you're coming back. Last at night when you come out of the park, massive queues, never enough buses, and you're always waiting longer than what it would have taken to drive.
True.
The other issue are these budget hotels.
Value
is the way that the places that the bus stops are positioned. They've got no shelters.
True, at the hotel.
Yeah. So to be in any kind of shelter from the rain at Pop, you're quite a walk away from your bus stop. And if there's a mad dash to get to the bus.
And also the sun safety as well.
Sun as well, yeah.
Because, we were there
Early
July,
morning
August.
sun's quite strong. So, you're sweltering already before you even get on the bus.
Yeah. So what do you think to staying at Pop? Would you, if we're looking at the holiday again, and I said to you, OK, Tom, you can have 16 nights at Walt Disney World at Pop Century, or for the same money, we'll probably manage 8 nights at Deluxe. What would you say?
Can we split?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it means for you to get a longer stay, would you stay at Pop again? I'm going to try twisting his arm, see if that gets him to agree.
I'm going to say no.
Really?
Yeah.
So next year's holiday, or next time we go to Walt Disney World, I'll stay at Pop and I'll go for 3 weeks, and you can stay somewhere else and you can stay for 6 nights.
Yeah. Yeah, because the whole point of the holiday is to basically pamper yourself and have the luxury.
You're not in the room.
I know, but there's a different. We obviously holiday differently.
Anyway, we did have a night of luxury though.
We did have one night, yeah.
That was the second day we were there. So we arrived on the Sunday, and on the Monday was our wedding day.
Yes.
So we packed a little overnight bag, and we headed off to Orange County Courthouse, didn't we?
All right, yes, we did.
We did, and we had to pick up a wedding licence.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, it was interesting because we couldn't see the car park for the courthouse. That was the only thing.
Couldn't see the car park for the whacking great big P sign.
Yeah. But we got parked up, and it was so simple to go in and get the licence. There was like a cheese counter deli machine where you pick a number, and we waited, 15 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't long.
And then we went over to a desk, and this woman, well, you could either have printed out a form online and filled it in, and she went through the rest of it, or picked one up while you were there. We'd taken ours with us.
Yeah.
And it was, basic information. We didn't need to have anything else apart from our passports as ID.
Yeah.
The form was quite straightforward, and she was filling it in, and all literally she had to do was one take payment, which was under $100, wasn't it? About 90 something.
Yeah.
And then the surprising thing, which was really different to the UK when you have like a registry office do, is that we had to raise our right hand and make a pledge.
Yeah.
Which was really weird, because we were explaining to some of our friends over in Florida to say that, well, when we go and get married in the UK in a registry office, you get interviewed in separate rooms to make sure that it's not a forced marriage, or that you're not being
already married,
or that you're not marrying someone for residency in the country or anything like that. So anyway, we did a little declaration. We got a piece of paper in an envelope. We could have either got married there and then, or the person who was marrying us would fill in a little bit more on the paperwork and return it to them via post or in person.
Yeah.
As we returned home, the stamped wedding certificate was waiting for us.
Which we've now lost.
Have we lost it?
Disappeared, I don't know where it is.
Oh, God. Oh, well, we're not married now. Let's go back again.
I'm not even sure we are.
Stop looking for it. It'll turn up. And then we had our very good friend marry us, and we had 2 witnesses, Tommy and Lena.
There was another... Yeah.
Yeah. You remember now?
I do, yeah.
Yeah?
I've forgotten.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Simple.
Quiet.
Yeah.
No fuss.
No.
No massive Disney bill.
No.
That was the best bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did that look okay?
You look beautiful, darling.
Oh, so did you, honey. Oh, mwah. I just thought it was very simple, very, very, very us. We had a very nice service. We said our own vows, and we celebrated by having some cake from Amaret's. It was lovely. And then we decided we were going to go to the pool over at Wilderness Lodge. So the 4 of us, Tommy and Lena, went in the pool and we had a swim and chilled off. And then after that we went to Geyser Grill Bar and were joined by some of our lovely friends.
Yeah. Although I actually remember the other way around, but...
No, we had the swim and then everybody else met us at Geyser Grill.
Yeah, because then we watched the fireworks, didn't we?
Yeah. So the wonderful David, thank you, David, you made this all happen for us. You are amazing. The wonderful David arranged for us to have the fantastic room we got at Wilderness Lodge, which was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite big, actually.
It was the room that never ended. Literally, you walked in and there was a closet on one side, then there was a kitchen area with microwave, posh coffee machine.
It wasn't the largest DVC room we stayed at.
No, but it was
It was big for that place. Though,
yeah. And then there was like a lounge area and a patio looking right out to Geyser Grill. And then there was a massive bathroom with the counter and sink, and then the big massive shower area and toilet, and then a bedroom which was huge. It was an amazing room. I've made a note of that room number, and if we do DVC again at Wilderness Lodge, I'm going to put a request in for that room. Because it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really was. So thank you, David. So David came out to meet us. Lovely Karen did. Jerry and Julie did. Tommy and Lena was there, and we invited Jim Corcus to join us. So while we had dinner, we were entertained by stories from Jim, which was a real treat. And then we, as we said, we went down to the deck and they piped in the firework music. We had our Mickey-shaped cake from Amaret's.
Yeah.
And it was a really special evening.
Yeah.
I feel really blessed that we were able to spend our special day with people who love Disney as much as us. Anything you want to add about that?
Yeah, it wasn't sparked by rain.
It wasn't, no, which makes a change because the rest of the holiday it rained virtually every day.
Yeah, it wasn't the normal Florida rain. It was quite persistent.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
How did we end the evening off though, Tom?
Didn't we go to bed?
No, we went to Beaches and Cream.
Beaches and Cream, yeah. Of course we did.
We went to Beaches and Cream, and what did we get?
We got the kitchen sink, which was probably a bad idea because none of us could really eat it. So, it was, yeah.
It was lovely though.
It was nice.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk about some of the other things we got up to with Tommy and Lena on a separate show, and then some of the other things that we did. But is there anything that happened over the 16 days that you would class as a Disney highlight for you?
I hate this question because somebody else asked it.
Obviously, getting married, we will agree that it was the perfect ceremony for Rose. No conflicts between different members of the family, no stress. It just literally all went to plan. Everything was perfect, and it was just perfect. But away from that,
I think it's just the fact it was a different holiday this time. And, you know, I wasn't even thinking about work for a change. So I think I actually enjoyed my holiday better. So everything, like, you know, was something I'd done for a while and it was good to do.
Because it was 2 years since you've last been.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was some disappointments in the park, but I suppose, you know, things change and they want to change things.
So what was a disappointment?
Well, there was a lot of construction going on.
True.
So, there was things covered up and things that you thought would have been covered up but weren't. They were on display, like the new tram ride.
Oh, yeah. Every time we went on the People Mover, it was like, quick, stretch out, get a picture of the Tron construction.
Well, you didn't even need to stretch out, did you? It was so blatantly
True.
on show.
Yeah. A lot of construction walls up.
Yeah. Even like the castle with the new walkway. Again, in previous years, Disney have always gone out of their way to hide things properly. But they're not bothered now. It's not Disney.
Oh.
And the fact that they removed the gateway to Tomorrow's Land.
Oh, the signage.
Yeah, that was pretty.
You were gutted about that, weren't you?
That, yeah.
Okay.
And the news about Epcot is even more distressing.
What, everything getting demolished?
Yeah, it's sacred land. It's one guy's, imagination, and they're just destroying it for money.
We'll see what happens.
But yeah, one day I'll read somewhere that they're going to remove Spaceship Earth, and that will be the final nail in the coffin. I'll never go back to Disney ever again.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah. So what was your highlight?
Oh gosh, catching up with Tommy and Lena, because that was just amazing. They came over and caught up with us at Wilderness Lodge on the first day, and then we did lots of other things together, went to NASA together, and Tommy will come on the show and talk about that. But he brought us over a mass collection of popcorn buckets and sippers and stuff, so we got the Minnie Mouse.
He brought you.
Well, yeah, true. We bought you something. Got the Minnie Mouse popcorn bucket, the Dumbo Casey Jr. train, and the Dumbo sipper, which I know nothing about. Yes. But that was really sweet.
I suppose one of the key surprises that I quite enjoyed quietly, even though I was screaming in my head, was the fact that I actually got some special kind of money.
Your special money, yeah.
My special coin.
Do you know where it is?
No, you've hidden it.
I know. Tommy and Lena had got us a gift card from Galaxy's Edge, which was obviously, at the time, Walt Disney World wasn't open, and it's a really, really cool gift card. It's like a metal coin, but is it 6-sided? Super cool. You liked that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
And we actually used that to purchase something that was my highlight, and that was getting the glass pumpkins made.
Yeah, which was that, yeah.
Yeah, because...
Got the coin back, though. Wasn't like
he did. Ago. Oh, yeah, we've got the coin.
Apparently you can top it back up.
You can. Disney money for next trip.
Don't think so. It's going in the safe.
Oh, God. We went to Arabas Brothers and got chatting with a new lady that was working there called Sarah, and chatting to her, and said that, last year a friend of ours, Kat and Lewis, had bought us this little pumpkin and we wanted a family of pumpkins. And she very kindly said, well,
what do you call a family of pumpkins?
I don't know.
Squash.
You're funny. So she made the pumpkins for us, and I love them. They're really cute, and it's really nice, happy memories. We normally get a glass bauble or a glass ornament, but I think this is pertinent more because we can have it out all year.
Say that again.
The glass baubles you can only have out at Christmas, really.
The word that you used.
Pertinent. Okay. You're picking me up on my language now.
I'm looking that one up.
All right, go on then. So yeah, I think that was a highlight. And then meeting up with some of the amazing people. We ate some amazing food too.
Oh, I don't know. We had some good food and we had some poor choices of food.
Where was poor?
One of the burgers we had.
Oh, the only burger I had at Pops Art of Animation. It was disgusting. It
wasn't the best one I've ever had.
It was awful.
So, it was all looks and no juiciness.
Yeah, it wasn't great. We had some special magic at Norway.
You mean you did?
You shared in it. You did. We went in Kringlebakare Og Cafe because I'd seen earlier in the trip they had this new cookie I'd never seen before, and it was a really large chocolate chip cookie with pecans, salted and it was salted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's served warm, and I really wanted to try it. So we went in Epcot, and cast member said, "Would you like to try this?" I said, "Oh yeah, this is what I've come for today." And he said, "Oh, congratulations, you're here on your honeymoon." And we got chatting a bit, and he said, "Oh, this is on the house from Norway." Oh, that was lovely.
First free thing, well, apart from what we had earlier,
The
but generally,
cupcakes. Yeah, that was really sweet. And we had some more magic on the last day when we went to Kona Cafe.
Yes, we got a, what is it, plate, didn't we?
Platter of
little sweets.
Sweets and macarons and chocolates and an edible orchid, which Tom now knows you can have edible orchids.
Yeah, I checked up first though.
Yeah.
Didn't taste very
No.
nice.
It's the same thing as how Disney is going with the cupcakes. It looks very pretty, but when you bite into it, it's very disappointing.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So many lovely highlights though. We did so many amazing things. And it was an amazing break.
Yeah, yeah.
And we fit everything in the luggage.
We just about did it, didn't we? But that was weird.
What?
Because we were over on 2 of the cases. But she only wanted to weigh 1, so I weighed the lightest one.
No, we were over on one of the cases by 0.5 kilo, and the other 2 were under. And you sneakily put the lightest one on first, and then she said, "Oh, don't bother weighing the others."
Yeah, so I legged it.
Yeah, we quickly moved. But that's a special perk that Virgin does for its customers. You can go down to the area near Cirque du Soleil in Disney Springs, and they do an early morning check-in, so we were able to go there for 8:15, drop our bags, and then go straight over to Kona Cafe and have our breakfast, and then go into the Magic Kingdom. And we didn't have to be at MCO as early,
No.
although we did have a very long half an hour wait through security,
Yeah.
which
But
was
that's only because we
painful.
were queuing behind British that didn't and wouldn't shut up.
Well, true, they were being a bit darky, and the lady did drop her iPad and it smashed, but she shouldn't have been messing around with it anyway.
No, true.
So, next year's trip then. Are we ready to start planning that?
Yeah, I guess.
We're not going to go to Walt Disney World next year, though. We're going to wait for everything to fully be finished with construction,
no,
I
we're going to
think.
California, that's the
Yeah,
plan.
we're going to go California.
So I'm half excited and half a bit dubious about the other side, but I think the only fact is we're going to Alaska.
You excited about that?
Makes it more interesting.
But you don't
I'm
want...
still not sure about the ship.
People, if you've been on a cruise, please get in touch with me. Help me convince Tom it'll be the best thing he's ever done at Disney. Apart from
won't
get
be.
married.
It won't be. But I'm going with an open mind. So I'm not
You go with an open mind.
I'm not writing it off straight away.
Okay.
I'll be devastated if I do like it though.
We'll be booking another cruise on the cruise.
It might change things. I would hold off on that because if I hate it, you'll be going on your own next time.
I don't mind. Anyone want to do a cruise with me? Please get in touch, because next year I'll be booking a cruise on the cruise to get that discount.
It's, well, yeah. Like, again, open mind before I make any comment on that.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast and having a little bit of a chat-a-rooney about it with me. I've got a little bit of a project for you to do.
You know I'm on call and I'm busy.
I know you are, but we've kind of got a lot of boxes down there.
Yeah, I know where to put them.
Yeah, I started off with an idea on this trip. I would not be getting the Been There series of Starbucks mugs.
Well, considering I bought one and then you bought the same. But then I wasn't going to let you have mine, so...
We said we weren't going to buy them, didn't we?
No, you did.
Well, I did.
I knew I was going to get one if I found the right one.
And then on the day we did 4 packs, we bought the mini ones, didn't we?
You did.
And then I said, well, if I'm getting the mini ones, I want the big ones. So before I knew it, I had
Plus what everybody else bought, yeah.
I had lots of Starbucks mugs. And then because I had Walt Disney World, I wanted Disneyland Been There series cups. So our lovely friend Susan very kindly went to Disneyland and bought me the mugs from there and shipped them to the hotel. And then my friend Laura shipped me one from where she lives, and Eric and Hallie shipped me, or actually brought one in person when they came out to meet us. So I've ended up with, how many? Is it 16 Starbucks mugs I've got to find space for?
Yeah.
Yay! I think I'll do that after I come back from this next adventure with the cadets.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to wrap this show up, Tomsky. So, thank you for coming on the podcast and chatting about our holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing some of your memories. I'm sure you'll pop by at some point when we start getting excited about the cruise.
I might.
You might.
I'm not a podcaster, so...
Well, no, you're not. But I must say, sweetheart, the number of people that have said how lovely it was that we shared our trip and that they're really missing our posts from Walt Disney World. Hopefully that makes a big old smile on your face that so many people have got pleasure out of us sharing our trip.
It was.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yay. Right, well, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me.